All right. Hopefully, we're unmuted here today and everybody can hear what I'm going to try to say to everybody. First off, let me welcome everybody to this call, okay? I really do appreciate your taking some time out and sharing with us some valuable relaxed time that you could have on this Father's Day weekend. Anyway, my name is Frank Mueller. I've been involved in network marketing since, early 80s. I've taken a couple of hiatuses or breaks from time to time, but have actively built organizations for over 20 years. I guess like everybody, we've been successful in some and not as successful in others. I had really come to my point, my wife and I, of being retired in a beautiful place here in sunny Florida on the water, and wasn't planning on getting involved in network marketing ever again. But as things have, they change sometimes. And I started having some real challenges from my background that I spent in the military for over 20 years. Some severe discomfort and the lower back, some ABC type problems that I had with my mind. Of course, some people thought I was off all the time anyway. But anyway, I got such relief from these products when somebody called me up that knew about some of the challenges I had. And I used initially the nitro patches and the relief patch. And they helped with, the first part was my lower back. It made a significant difference after 6 or 7 days with the discomfort that I had there. And then after talking to the vice president of the company, that I realized a few days after I'd got the product in that I had actually known from many years ago as an acquaintance, I was able to call and talk with him. And he explained to me exactly what I should be doing with the relief patch to help the anxiety and some of the other issues that I was having. Sure as heck, within a couple of days, no more nasty dreams, 90% of the anxiety was taken care of, and I had my life back. It was like walking from night into day. With all that being said, that's why I got involved in talking about these products and talking about in general with everybody. And when a company like a network marketing company puts their deal out there, they've always got a compensation plan. Some are good, some are better, some aren't. This one had a great compensation plan. So like in other network marketing companies I had been involved in, I decided, if the company is going to put money on the table, then we need to, as distributors, to take it all off. Otherwise, what good was it for us to be here other than to maybe enjoy a great product, but not have an opportunity? So over the next 20 days, after we once decided on the 10th of May of last year, so it's been about 13 months or so now that we've been involved here, we really went for it. On the 30th of June, 20 days later, we qualified at the Platinum Elite level. Then we were able to help a couple of other people get to that same position, and some others along the way at different levels in the compensation plan. This really isn't an opportunity meeting, but I will tell you that in network marketing, if you have an interest in building an income here, you get to build a residual income and not a linear income where you're trading time for money. And residual income is a great thing. We've been living off of it for a very long time, and it's nice that you can do something once and get paid month after month after month on that. Anyway, so we've had some great experiences with the products. Now, I guess the next thing I'd like to talk about is the newest products that are coming out, or I can only talk about the one that has now been launched, and that is our consumable line of products that are starting to come out now. And this one happens to be coffee, and it is simply the best in the marketplace and in MLM. It is the healthiest coffee, I guess is the right way of saying it. I cannot imagine trying to pronounce all the different ingredients that are in there, and there's over a couple of dozen. You've seen them in emails where they've all been listed out. Besides having a lot of the same burn products in there, it also has, which I thought was neat, is 100% of what here in the U.S. we call USDA requirements for vitamins. Now, for a lot of us used natural vitamin type products from other companies because we didn't have one here. Now we have one here that covers it all. And so that's an additional great thing, that you can get all those vitamins in your coffee during the morning when you first get up, or whenever during the day that you drink your coffee. Anyway, the neat thing is they partnered with a very large coffee company to get the taste right. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sure about a lot of the people on this call that are experienced marketers have probably had at least a half a dozen different samples of coffee sent to them from other companies that's all they do is coffee. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like instant coffee. I've never liked instant coffee. I never believed I would like instant coffee. And they'd send it to me and they would taste like, let's just say, bad. So with that, they may have had something that they could get excited about and build an opportunity, but they had a lousy product. So a lot of those companies go by the wayside over time. Plus, our coffee is energized on top of everything else that it has in it, which is really sets it apart from any other one. And if you wanted a coffee that would help you lose weight, you could get one. If you wanted one with vitamins, you could get one. If you wanted one to be more alert, you could get one. But you know, and I can keep going down the list. But instead of having to order all these different kinds, you can just order one and have the best of all worlds. And one of the neat things is you know, the one of the owners of the company, Mr. Jeff Cohen, sent Terry and I a couple of the samples of the coffee. And I had a conversation with Eric Swain, the vice president, a couple, 3 weeks beforehand, and told him my reservations of the taste and all of that. And he talked about how they had partnered with this big coffee company to really work on that and get it down, and they were not going to release it until the taste was right. And I'm like, great, I'm going to hold my breath and hope for the best. Well, so the product, the samples come in. My wife and I that morning made a cup of coffee with it, and it was really a neat experience. You know, we made it up. It is an instant coffee. Heated the water in a microwave for, I don't know, a couple of minutes, I guess. After, of course, we ran the water over top of a quantum card into the thing. Mixed the coffee up in it, poured it into the mug we normally drink it out of, and we drank. And if we had not have made it ourselves, there's no way that we would have been able to tell that it was instant. You know, it really is that different. It tasted like regular brewed coffee. That made my day, because I couldn't have got out and promoted something that I just didn't believe in. So we drink our coffee, we enjoy our coffee. And then what we noticed about 10 to 20 minutes after we finished that cup of coffee is you had to smile. I mean, really, it made you happy. It's got, I think, the melatonin in it as well. And it really makes you feel good. It's something that you can truly feel. And it's only minutes. And how many people drink coffee on this call? Probably most, if not all of us. And how many people in the world? Most, if not all of the adults drink coffee. Now, if we can give them a healthy alternative that when they drink the coffee also makes them feel good, I think we got one of the greatest lead opening type products that we could have. I mean, now just think of it. When this product ships the first week of July, when everybody will have access to it as much as they want, you'll be able to sit down, whether it is at work or whether it is at your home with a friend or multiple friends, and make them a cup of coffee and just ask them a simple question in 10 to 20 minutes after they finish their coffee is how they feel. They're going to feel good. they're going to feel good enough to order the product, whether they order it and buy it in retail, which I never suggest to anybody, or they simply become a wholesale customer by joining the company. And then, by the way, if they are enjoying something and they really like the way it makes them feel, they might very well start telling other people. And you can, of course, tell them about a great opportunity that you have along with this. So I really do believe that we have the best, healthiest coffee in the world. Our coffee comes from the best 1% of organic beans that are grown in the world today. And I just really believe that because so many people have been asking for this type of a product and something that somebody can try, use, and know that it worked for them. And, you know, this gives you a great, when they like one product, it gives you a great opportunity to introduce them to your other products that you have that may not work immediately on them. Now, great, you can do some kinesiology tests with a quantum card and certainly give them some things that they can see immediately with that, muscle test, strength test, those kind of things. And now they see something else that really works. Now they can have more belief in the other products that we have. And now they can start seeing being a distributor and sharing those products with other people. Okay, so if this is the route that you're going to go down to, I would suggest that you need to set some goals. Now, I'm not going to go through this and how to contact people and approach people and do three-way phone calls. I've done all that on several different calls or webinars in the past. They're on the Aegea YouTube channel for those people that are interested in seeing those. But let's take this one step further. Now we got to set some goals. And I know we've all heard that and nobody wants to write them down, and I understand all that. However, if you don't have a goal, you can't get to where you're going. So what is your goal? And what is your realistic expectation of doing and getting to where you want to be? And what are you willing to put into it? I mean, do not say I'm going to Platinum Elite in the next 30 days if you're only willing to talk to 1 or 2 people a day about the opportunity, because you're probably not going to make it that way. But if you're willing to do a little bit more, like I did and some other people do, and say, well, let's just go ahead and get it done, you'll spend that extra time and effort to get it done. Now, some people with other jobs and other busy lives, they can't do that, and I understand that. The neat thing is consistency of talking to 1 or 2 new people a day will put you in the position of being able to get to that Platinum Elite. And importantly, you have all these other different positions that you can attain along the way that all pay you additional bonuses. And nobody does, sends their bonuses back. I mean, if anybody gets on here and makes all their bonuses, their one-time bonuses, like I did in 20 days, I mean, that was like $2,700. I mean, that was a pretty cool, deal. So it's up to you. But be realistic with your goals and your time of what you believe that you can commit to and stick with. Don't say I'm going to make 5, 10 phone calls a day and talk to all those new people every day if you can't do that and continue it on for an extended period of time. If you can talk to 1, 2, 3 people a day, I mean, how long does that take? Not long at all. So if you can talk to 1, 2, or 3 people a day and you write it down and say, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to 1, 2, or 3 or 4, whatever number that is. And you're going to talk to those people and then just make sure you do it. And leave that note on your home office desk or pen it up on your refrigerator, somewhere where you're going to see it. So it's in front of you all the time. So it's, because we all get lax. I get lax, everybody gets lax, and we don't do the calls and we don't make the contacts we're supposed to have. But if you have it sitting in front of you, you'll at least mentally slap yourself and get yourself back into doing what you need to do. And let's manage our expectations a little bit, because, I've called people up, thought they'd be excited about what I was excited about, and they weren't. Then I call people up and say, well, I don't know. I don't think they're going to be too interested. And then you talk to them and you go, wow, these people are as excited as I am, and they haven't even tried the product. You've also got to understand how quickly you build a group, and the quicker you build it, by the way, the easier it is, I find, for most people. And that sounds a little counterintuitive, but it's true, because along the way, you're going to sponsor a number of people, and they're going to come into certain categories. Some of them are going to come in, and unfortunately, they're not going to do anything. They're not even going to order the product. They sign up as a free representative and don't even try. You wonder why they do that, but people do that, and you just got to accept that. That's going to happen. Probably 5% of mine did that. Then you're going to have people that get in because you led so strongly with the product, like I did, and had such great results with it, like I did, that they got involved for the product. And that's one way of building a network marketing organization. There are two ways. The second way is through the opportunity. And the third way is a hard one to master, and that is to blend the two together. And that's true. And most of the companies that I've built, I built strictly to the opportunity. In fact, every one that I've ever built, I did strictly to the opportunity, glossed over the product or service. But here, I didn't do that because I had such significant assistance with the product and significant results with the product. So I ended up with a lot of people initially that came in off of my testimony, that started to use the product, and that's what they did. Well, but I wasn't getting the duplication that I was expecting, and because I didn't really talk to them and emphasize, hey, look, you can get your product for free if you share this with 3 or 4 people or 6 people or whatever. Or you can start earning an additional few $100s or a heck of a lot more if you really want to build this organization. So now I've got to sort of change back and make a combination of those two so that it works better for me and hopefully for everybody else. Now, because some of those people, by the way, did want to come in for the opportunity. And they're the ones that went to Platinum Elite and did it in a short period of time, in under 90 days. And for some others that went to different levels, they came in for the opportunity. And you know what? They get cemented into the business because they've got people in their downline now that are ordering products. Some are building, some are just using the product, but they're making some money. So they're cemented into the business. Where you might have a challenge are the ones that say they came in for the opportunity, but they never built anything. And they never built anything because they never picked up the phone. They never talked to anybody one-on-one about the products, about the opportunity, and they go away. Now, that's a fact of life. That's just what happens. And you've got to expect that that's going to happen. So 99.9% of the people are not going to go out here and sponsor 20 people who go to Platinum Elite and never have to sponsor another person. That just doesn't happen. But if you'll stay in the mode that we're all supposed to be in anyway, which is continually sharing our product and opportunity with other people, that really isn't as big of an issue as it was for somebody to just put a bunch of people in and then didn't do anything else anymore. That, well, I did my part, everybody else has got to duplicate and do theirs. Well, people do what you do. If you stop, they stop. And you don't have to tell them you stop. They'll know. They'll know. It'll come across in your voice. It'll come across in your results, your excitement for the opportunity, for the product itself. So understand that that's going to happen. And then keep working on how your presentation goes for introducing people to our product and service. If you'll keep going, you'll get better and better at those two things. And if you learn to blend them together, you'll have a growing organization. And that's what we're all looking for in network marketing, correct? So with that being said, manage those expectations. And just remember, it's an old quote, but it really does mean something. And that is, winners never quit. I mean, have you ever seen a winner that quit? How'd they win? They didn't quit. So quitters never win. They just don't. So decide that you're going to do this for yourself. Decide you're going to do it for your family. Maybe just to show off to the neighbor, you know, that you really accomplished something and you got to go change your zip code, maybe. That's always an interesting philosophy. Anyway, with that being said, if y'all have any questions over the next 5 minutes, I'll be glad to entertain them as best I can. I know that Kara is watching the chat box. If you'll put them into the chat, I'll do my best to give you a good answer for whatever questions you might have. So Kara, have we got any questions, or maybe they're going to start typing them soon, or what? And hopefully Sarah's still there.
Yes, there's a question about decaf, and I can actually answer that question. I'm not sure if you can, if you know. Do you have that information, or do you want me to help you with that one?
Read me the question, because I can't do that at the same time as doing this presentation. It really distracts me.
Okay, the question is, hold on, let me get back to the...
And we have a lot of people on the phone, so I want them to hear their question.
Yep, the question is, any chance, this is from Joyce Smith, any chance this coffee can be made decaf in the future?
Oh, good question. But you know, that would be probably a Jeff Cohen question or answer. But my guess is going to be no. But one of the neat things that are the caffeine that is found in our coffee, one, it's not like blown up to be a large amount. Plus, it's all coming from organic beans. So you don't really feel the speedy high that you would get from coffee in normal. It's more of an elation type feeling that you end up because of the melatonin that's in it.
Yes, Jeff, actually our CEO, we had this question earlier this week, and Jeff Cohen, our CEO, answered for me, and he said, not at this point, and he just responded in our chat. He said, at this point in time, we are focused on full strength, but natural caffeine. And then another person, Eve Ignacio, asked, how about tea?
How about what?
Tea. Is there going to be a tea?
Oh, a tea. Oh, I have no idea. I do know that there's multiple products in the works for people to get, but at this time, I just don't believe that that's going to happen. You can't bring out a whole bunch of products at one time. You got to sort of space them out. And I'll tell you, because I've had some insight to some of the products coming, coffee is a great beginning opener lead product, and we're going to have another one coming out right after that. So you can't bring out a new product every month, but there are going to be a couple of really fantastic products, just like the coffee, that people are going to be able to take and run with. Maybe even people that are in your downline have become less active, that you're going to be able to reintroduce to the coffee and really get them going again, because there's a lot of coffee deals out there, and their coffee is terrible. And some of them are starting to have some challenges and issues. So some of those people, then you might want to reach out to them, especially after you've got your first coffee in and you've tried it and are able to maybe send them a sample through the mail if you have to. I prefer, if they're local, to do it right in front of them to watch them smile.
I can tell you, Frank, just in my experience working, I used to work for a coffee company, and it was back in the early 2000s. And back in the early 2000s, there was a turning point in sales of tea versus coffee. And back in the early 2000s, coffee overtook tea around the world, which I thought it took over ages before that, but just in the early 2000s, it outsold tea for the first time. So, and it's just been growing since then. So I mean, with the coffee explosion that's happened, so it's a guaranteed. I can't say guaranteed, of course, but it is. I mean, it's a no-brainer as to which would be the ideal choice in the matter.
Yeah, I think we came out with the right one to begin with. You always start with what most people use or are familiar with. And I have talked to several people in my group, especially in Canada, that really wanted the tea. And I understand that, but I'm just convincing them that they ought to try the coffee just for the heck of it. Because I've had people that I've talked to that have tried this coffee that aren't coffee drinkers that now like it. So that might be an interesting thing for them just to try.
That's awesome.
All right, we got a time for maybe one or two more quick questions, if that's something that you have.
I don't have any other questions from anyone at this moment.
I have a question. I'm going to jump in. It's Jeff. Thank you all for being on the call. It's great to see some of your faces. Appreciate that for a Saturday. Appreciate it for a Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all of you and your families. Just want to make sure that everybody understands the full extent of what we're talking about. Coffee is the #1 seller in the MLM world if you take a look at dollars. It is the #2 commodity sold in the world, second to oil in the world for petrol and gasoline. Everyone in the world is in a coffee mode. And the other thing is that coffee has been purely researched up and down, left and right. And before we went into this, we went to take a look at how coffee is now considered in the world. Coffee is considered to be healthy. Coffee that is not healthy is only because the beans, the processing, the packaging creates issues that makes beans not as, the ground beans or the whole beans, depending on what you're buying, not as healthy as can be. Mold can grow, toxins, other things. So we chose to do one thing and one thing best. And I said to you, for all of you from the beginning, lead, follower, get out of the way. We will not be a follower. We're not the first coffee company, but we are the first coffee company in the world to combine the purest beans in the world, the 1% of the beans, not even in Starbucks do they have the 1% of these beans that we have. And #2, quantum energy. Those coffee and energy together is the first and foremost. We are sitting on something takes us from not the first to market, but the best in the market. Now, if we talk to people about just why we did it and what's in it, and I know a lot of you on this call have tasted it. The reason that we have the purest beans in the world is that it tastes like a brewed cup of coffee, not a Nescafe or a Folgers instant coffee. It is an instant coffee, but we made it and manufactured it to be something completely different. So as Frank was saying, you've seen our promotions and our discussions and our ingredient list. If you have to buy 4 different blends to get healthy, no one buys 4 different blends of coffee. You don't have room in your pantry to have 4 different blends, much less. But we've put 4, 5, 6, 7 different blends together in one, where then you have the healthiest coffee in the world, period. And as Frank said, if you don't have to take vitamins because it's in the coffee, save the money. Don't spend money on the vitamins. If you're taking other things for heart health or beauty, we have it in the mix. It's a monster stack of ingredients, which you've all seen. So we formulated it with the best nutritionists in the world. We formulated it with the best beans in the world. We formulated it with the best energy in the world, bar none. We are sitting on the best product for you to have a tasting at home with your friends and family and potential prospects. The old-fashioned, you know, taste it, feel it, share it. That's what you got, because it does put a smile on your face, because it has all of the nootropics in it for your mind and your body. So it's a feel good on top of feeling healthy. So right now is the time to talk about it. We have been talking to almost 1 million people on Facebook and social media. You've seen the posts, you've seen the emails, you've seen the information. You can work on that. You can use those pieces of information and personalize them for you and get going, pick dates and get meetings where we'll get you the samples. You have a meeting with enough people, you'll have samples in your hand. I guarantee it. So we did it in Poland. They had 200 people. They all were very, very happy. They loved it. They were smiling. And in 20 minutes, they felt up. They felt good. And by the way, this product is coupled with weight loss. So now you have a 1-2 punch with drinking a cup of coffee in the morning and having your burn patches on to have a regimen on a daily basis. And we've seen some great results from people with burn alone. And now we're having people with 1-2 punch. So there's so many ways to have the coffee lead the way to people that you haven't been able to talk with about energy with a coffee product, and support it with, as Frank said, making it with the energy card, with the water, and knowing that it's touched with performance energy wavelengths as well. All of that inside the coffee. And with our other products, you have a great product line and more to come. So samples will be coming available in the next week. So if you guys put together times and places in your local markets where you can have a tasting and give us that information, then I will work with you to get samples in hand. And the products will be delivered, the real product will be delivered starting in July. Okay, so go get it, go get after it. We're excited, I'm excited. You know, for those of you, you have seen it. This is what the packaging looks like. In paquettes with all of the legal information and the dietary supplements. It'll all be added to the website now that we have the full sup charts. So you can go there. Also go to the website, refresh your cache. There's new information and new ways to get to our products on the website. So I can go on and on. I'm so excited about AGEA. I'm so excited about Energetics. Things are moving in the right direction. There's a lot of great activity. By the way, we just brought on Africa. Great group of people based in Nigeria, through England, and I met with them while they were in Atlanta, leaders around the world. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of people wearing a AGEA Energetics hat and shirt, and we'll have coffee mugs and everything else. So thank you for being with me. Let me talk with you. I appreciate it. I love to see everybody's faces. Those of you that are celebrating Father's Day, happy Father's Day again to you all. Focus, focus, focus. And I wrote something, there's one undeniable truth in network marketing, and the speed of the leader always dictates the pace of the pack. You guys are great leaders, and you know what speed you're going. You know what speed you like to achieve, and you also would know what results you want. So let's be first. Let's win, and let's go. So good June to you. Don't forget, take advantage of the June promotion. You make a lot of money in June, everyone. And I will speak with you later. Thank you all.
Well, you all have a wonderful rest of your day. We appreciate all of the time that you've taken out for us. So we'll go ahead and end this call.